Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Time now for Cavalier Between the Games. Let's see what's in store for today.
For your entertainment between today's Cavalier games, Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV are excited to bring you an episode of The Adventures of Babe Ruth. Today's episode comes from May 14th, 1934, and is entitled Harry the Hat.
Play ball! Play ball with Babe Ruth! Play ball with the Navy! The United States Navy brings you the adventures of Babe Ruth. And here to tell you about the immortal Babe is the man who knew him so well, his pal, the popular sports reporter, Steve Martin.
There was a fellow called Harry the Hat, another one named Babe Ruth, and a young sports writer named Steve Martin. And there was a bit of feud which changed all of their lives. But before I tell you how the big fella and I got to be lifelong friends when he saved my job and my future, maybe we ought to think about your future, too. And I'm talking to you young fellas of 17 or more. I've been in either the regular Navy or in the reserve since I was 17, and when I tell you that Navy life is a good life, I know what I'm talking about. It's not only good, but it's productive, important. It was in the Navy that my love of sports really blossomed when I discovered that I should write about them as well as play them. And the same thing has happened to thousands of other young men. They've made lifelong friends, found their futures in their hometown Navy, the U.S. Naval Reserve. Yes, the Naval Reserve offers the opportunity to study a trade and at the same time enjoy membership in an organization that's made up of friends working and playing together, while enjoying the great privilege of helping to keep America strong. Yes, sir, find out about your hometown Navy, the U.S. Naval Reserve. If you're over 17 and want to get in on a good thing, join the United States Naval Reserve, your hometown Navy. You can do it very easily by contacting your local Navy recruiting office.
You make a lot of sense to me, Steve.
Thanks, Jack.
Incidentally, you young men will want a copy of Play Ball Around the World, the intensely interesting booklet on Navy sports, which you can get without obligation at your local Navy recruiting office. And now, back to Steve Martin and the adventures of Babe Ruth.
I was a young reporter fresh out of Iowa, and my first big chance came when the sports writer of the New York News Syndicate picked me to be Babe Ruth's personal writer. I was on top of the world when I went to the Yankee Stadium to meet the big fella. It was almost game time, and he was alone in the clubhouse with a skinny, sharp-faced character. When I opened the door, it looked like I had walked in.
I ought to piece you right in the nose. That's what I ought to do.
Let go of me, Ruth.
Next time I will, too, only there better not be any next time. Now, come on now, out you go.
Go, you big clown, or I'll...
No, you won't do anything, you dirty little punk. Now, out you go. And don't come back. That'll teach him that little cook.
Hey, who are you? Well, my name's Steve Martin. I'm with the News Syndicate.
A reporter?
That's right.
What just happened isn't for publication. Get it?
Well, I was going to ask you, who was that character and what...
You mean you don't know him?
No, you see, I'm pretty new around here.
Good, then forget all about it.
But what
Forget
happened?
it, I said. Look, Martin, I've got to get out in the field, but if it's an interview you want, I'll meet you after the game.
Well, it's not exactly an interview.
Huh?
you see, I'm your new personal writer, babe.
Huh? No, you're not. I've got a writer.
What do you mean? The syndicate just assigned me to the job.
Oh, yeah, they told me. Look, I'm sorry, kid. I had to tell him to call you off.
Why?
Well, there's a guy I worked with before, a friend of mine, see? I told the syndicate I'd kind of like to have him write my stuff.
Well, that's a dirty trick. The syndicate picked me.
Oh, don't get sore, kid. You're young yet. You'll get lots of other chances.
Don't give me that kid stuff. I'm as old as you are.
Okay. Like I said, I'm sorry. Now, I'll try to square it for you sometime. I've got to get out on the field now. So long.
Is that a big fella double-cross you, too,
Huh? Who are you?
Just call me Cully. I heard what happened in there. You know why Babe done you out of the writing job, don't you?
Sure. He wants it for a pal of his.
Uh-huh. You know who his pal is?
No, and I don't care.
Well, you ought to be in a reporter. It's Harry Bogan.
Who?
Don't you know who Harry Bogan is? Harry the Hat, they call him.
No, I don't know him. I haven't been in New York long.
No? Well, let me tell you about Harry. He used to be a big sports reporter. He had a column. In the Hat, he called it. But the trouble with Harry, he couldn't let the bottle alone. It got so bad he not only lost his column, he couldn't hold a job.
What? You mean Babe Ruth turned me down for a washed-up booze hound?
Sure he did. What does Babe care about a nice young fella like you? He wants a guy like Harry around to go carousing around with at night.
Now, wait a minute. The sports writers tell me that Babe likes to have fun, but he lives clean and keeps himself in condition.
That's a lot of baloney. Why do you suppose he's in a slump? He ain't hitting the size of his cap.
Well, any player can get in a slump once in a while.
It's on account he's up all night with Harry the Hat having himself a big time. That's why he's slumping and why the Yanks are in fourth place.
Why, I can't believe it.
I can prove it.
You can?
Yeah. If I give you the facts, will you write them up for the papers in your syndicate? You can show them up to the whole country for the kind of guy he really is. Getting a big salary and not even keeping in condition. Letting down his team and all the fans. You call that playing square?
Well, no. If what you say is true, but
I told you I'd give you the facts, didn't I? Look, kid, this is your chance to get back at that double-crosser. And not only that, when you give the papers a scoop, you'll be a big-shot reporter. You don't have to beg Babe Ruth to let you write for him.
My instinct told me not to trust Cully. But I was so burned up at the raw deal I thought Babe had given me, I didn't listen to my instinct. Losing this job and the salary boost that went with it meant I would have to postpone my wedding to the girl back home. About a week later, my editor called me into his office.
Steve, a good reporter always writes the truth. He doesn't let his personal feelings color it.
What do you mean, sir?
Ever since Babe Ruth turned you down as his personal writer, you've been taking snide cracks at him in your stories. The big fella's the greatest ball player who ever lived, and he's a grand guy.
That's what you think.
And so does everyone else who knows him.
They're wrong, and so are you, as you'll find out.
What do you mean?
I'll have a big story for you any day now. It'll knock your eyes out, and it'll wake up every fan in the country. You just wait and see. Hello.
Steve?
Yes, who's this?
This is Cully. Listen, when are you going to write that story about the big guy?
I haven't got enough proof yet, Cully.
I gave you plenty of proof.
But most of it hasn't been first-hand. I've got to see for myself.
Okay, maybe at 79th and 2nd Avenue in half an hour. I'll show you.
I met Cully that night. And an hour later, I was back at the office pounding out the story that was going to ruin Babe Ruth and make me a star reporter. I felt a little sick writing it. But the arguments Cully had given me kept running through my mind.
He's getting the biggest salary in baseball, but he ain't even keeping in condition. He's letting his team down and the fans. You call that playing square?
I finished the story and looked at the clock. There was just time enough to make the morning editions. I dropped my story on the city editor's desk and went home, feeling a little sick again, as if I'd broken a beautiful statue. When I opened my door, the phone was ringing. Hello?
Steve, this is the city desk. We just got a flash. Babe Ruth went to West Side Hospital.
What?
Hop right up there and find out about it.
I made the hospital in nothing flat. There was the first reporter there. A nurse directed me to an anteroom where I found a tall, gray-haired man.
Yes?
Oh, excuse me, Father.
It's Brother, my son, Brother Matthias.
Brother Matthias?
Yes.
Oh, you're the man who taught the babe to play ball at St. Mary's Industrial Home.
Oh, I gave him a few pointers, that's all. He was a natural ball player. Ah, poor Babe.
What happened to him, sir?
Nothing happened to him.
What? Well, then why did
A friend who was very dear to him died. Harry Bogan.
Bogan?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Harry the Hat?
They called him that. He was a wonderful man.
Oh, yeah? He was a... Well, I'm sorry.
I understand. But judge not, my son. Perhaps, had you been in his place, you would have done as he did.
What do you mean, sir?
Harry had cancer.
Cancer?
Yes, incurable cancer. But he never complained. No one even knew he had it. Except he and his doctor, Babe, and I. That was why he sometimes drank, though. And why he could no longer hold a job.
Oh, the poor guy. I didn't know that he had...
He had been raised at St. Mary's, too, and he helped Babe a great deal when Babe broke into baseball. Babe never forgot it. And when he got a chance, he made Harry his personal writer. Of course, Harry did very little writing.
Who did?
Babe.
Babe?
Yeah, it was pretty hard work, too. Babe isn't an easy writer. And after a tough ball game and then trailing poor Harry around town half the night to see that nothing happened to him, well, Babe often sat up until morning writing Harry stories for him.
So that's it. And I thought that...
I told him it was no wonder his batting average slumped.
Great Scott, what a fool I've been.
You, my son?
Yes, me. I ought to have my head examined. I ought to... Wait, what time is it?
5:40.
Oh, it's too late. The story's gone to press. The papers will be on the streets in a few minutes.
Well, what story?
The story that'll finish the big fella, and me, too.
I don't understand.
I don't know what I can do now, but I've got to get back to the office. Goodbye, Brother Matthias. You mean you didn't print my story about Babe?
No, Steve. Fortunately, we had a call from the district attorney in time.
The district
His
attorney?
men have been watching a racketeer and gambler named Cully Wilson. And the DA told me that you were seen with Nelson last night.
Well, yes. You see,
The DA wanted to know all about you. Seems that Cully Nelson tried to bribe Babe Ruth to throw a series. The big fellow threw him out in his ear, of course, and then reported the incident to the police. Well, I put two and two together and figured that Cully wanted to get back at Babe and fed you this phonus balonus about Babe being a bum. And you, being young and green, had fallen for it. So I held up the story until I could check with you. Now, was I right?
Oh, yes, sir. I don't know what to say, except... Well, I'm a sorehead and a chump, and... Oh, shucks, I wish I was dead. I'll clean out my desk and go back to Iowa, sir.
Hey, not so fast, Steve Martin. Huh? I want to talk to you.
Babe! I had to tell Ruth about this, Steve.
Yeah, sure, I understand. Well, Babe, go ahead, sock me. I've got it coming.
Oh, no, I'm no dummy. If I sock you, you won't be able to work for a week. I can't stay up any more nights writing newspaper stories. I've got to sleep so I can start hitting again.
What do you mean?
What do you suppose I mean? You're my writer, aren't you?
Me?
Sure.
Oh, wait, Babe. You can't be serious.
Why not? Didn't you tell me that Steve here has the makings of a great sports writer?
Well, yes, but that was before...
So he made a mistake. I've made lots of them. Haven't you ever made any?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so forget it, and everybody be happy. When are you ready to come to work, Steve?
Well, by any time, I guess, Babe.
Swell, right now.
But, I don't know how to say it, Babe.
Oh, forget it. I had a hunch the first time I saw you, we were going to be pals. Come on now, let's you and I go get something to eat. And I'll go to sleep, and you go to work. And that's the way it's going to be from here on in. Okay?
Okay, Babe. And thanks. There's a wonderful spirit in young fellas. I had it. All you young fellas have it. You want to get ahead. You want to be somebody. To have knowledge and skill that'll bring you success and security and a feeling of accomplishment. Well, I'll tell you right now, you can get all that and more in your hometown Navy, the United States Naval Reserve. You'll make new friends. You'll be trained and trained well in any one of the many Navy skills. You'll have a chance for advancement. And by golly, if you stay with it a while, you'll be eligible for retirement pay besides. From my own experience, I know these things are true. And besides, you have that good feeling inside that you're doing something that's really worthwhile.
That's absolutely right, Steve. And remember, fellows, don't forget to get your copy of Play Ball Around the World. It's an exciting, colorful, interesting book that tells the whole story of Navy sports. And you can get it free simply by asking for it at your local Navy recruiting office. Well, Steve Martin, what have you got coming up next week?
Well, I've got a honey about a goat, Jack.
A goat?
Yeah, a goat named Sweet William who won a flag for the Yankees. See you all next week.
The Adventures of Babe Ruth is produced by Woody Close, directed by Ronald Dawson, written by Ben Freeman, and brought to you by the United States Navy.
We hope you've enjoyed today's episode in the adventures of Babe Ruth. Stay tuned as the second game of today's Cavalier doubleheader is coming right up.
And we're back here at Carson Park for game number 2 between the Chippewa Lumberjacks and the Eau Claire Cavaliers. Game 1 went to the Lumberjacks, 6-5. Cavs are getting together right now. Lumberjacks are coming out of their dugout right now. And we'll be ready for baseball right after this.
Coming up next is Game 2 of today's Cavalier doubleheader on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slayton's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball is on the air. The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV proudly brings you today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us as we follow the Cavs while they battle their way through the Chippewa River Baseball League.
Fly ball into left field! Could it be? Could it be? Way back! Toss the fence and it's out of here! It's a 3-run home run and the Cavaliers take the lead!
And now, out to the ballpark for coverage of today's game.
And we are back here at Carson Park. Starting lineups for Game 2 of our doubleheader for the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. Jack Bovey will lead it off. He's the catcher. Playing second base is Jake Varsho. At shortstop is Nolan Hutzler. The extra hitter is Caleb Gardo. Third base will be Matt Martineau. George Munson is in right field. Cole Bovey at first base. Blake Tripler on the mound, and Dawson Mathwig at center field, and Trevor Franz is out in left field. For the Cavaliers, as we look around the infield, on the mound is Jalen Pascal. Behind the plate, Cole Timon. Out at third base is Josh Garcia. Ben Boda is at short. Caden Erickson at second. At first base is Tyson Woodcock. Out in left field is Jack Redwine. And then we have Luke Erickson. And the leadoff hitter, by the way, is Jack Bovey, and there's 2 balls, no strikes to him. And Gabe O'Brien's in right field for the Cavs. So 3 balls, no strikes. Jalen Pascal on the mound. And there's a strike called. And the count is now 3-2. And it's a chopper back to Pascal, throws over to first for the out. So Bovey grounds out pitcher to first, and that's going to bring up Jake Varsho. Varsho steps in. He went 0 for 2 in Game 1. And the pitch is a called strike on the inside corner. Jalen Pascal fires it's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pascal comes into the game with a 1-0 record and a 1.80 earned run average. Strike called. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And it's now 2-2. Fly ball out into center field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. And Varsho singles. That's going to bring up Nolan Hutzler. Hutzler went 1 for 1 in game 1. He's playing shortstop. And the first pitch is low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. And that missed. 2-0. Pascal delivers. And that was low for ball 3. Pascal looks in 3-0 pitch. And it's ball 4. So 2 runners on now. Varsho at second, Hutzler at first. Caleb Gardo at the plate. He's the extra hitter. In game 1, he went 0 for 3. And the first pitch misses. And the pitch fouled into the Chippewa dugout. And that one misses. So it's now 2-1 to Caleb Gardo. Fly ball out into right field. Gabe O'Brien circles under it, makes the catch. That's going to bring up Matt Martineau with 2 down. Martineau went 2 for 4 in game 1. And the pitch is high and inside. And it's fouled off. And the pitch. It's low. 2 balls and a strike. Another foul ball off on the right side. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Matt Martineau at the plate. Fouled again. Same spot. So the count remains 2-2. Jalen Pascal looks over at second and delivers, and it's outside for ball 3. Traveling time here for the runners. Varsho at second. Hutzler at first. They take off. Strike 3 called. So for the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We've played a half inning of game 2, and it's the Lumberjacks nothing. Cavaliers coming to bat on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
I love the pizza we get when we go to Gino's Pizza.
That's because Gino's has been voted best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row.
I think it's because Gino's uses the freshest ingredients, premium quality meats, cheeses, savory spices, and zesty toppings, and all served with attention to detail.
Now you're making me hungry. Let's head to Gino's Pizza.
Scott and the rest of the folks at Gino's Pizza would like to invite you to come out and try the area's best pizza. Call about Monday through Wednesday dine-in specials at 715-835-2000. That's Gino's Pizza at 5110 Fairview Drive, Eau Claire, right next to Chaos Water Park.
Back here at Carson Park, this reminder, the Gino's player of the day is Xavier Bemnister, and he's not in the lineup right now for game number 2. He did play game 1 and did not score any runs. He helped contribute but did not score any, and therefore, when you go out to Gino's tomorrow, you mentioned Xavier's name, you'll get a free soft drink. And you never know, he may come in as a pinch hitter or pinch runner or something like that. And so he could still conceivably score a run. But as of right now, he has not. And so you get the free soft drink. But if he does come in and scores a run, you'll get a free appetizer. So, you know, if we get in one of those situations, all you folks at home just start chanting Xavier, Xavier, Xavier. Taking a look at the Lumberjacks defensively, Martineau's at third, Hutzler at short, Varsho at second, Cole Bovey at first, Jack Bovey behind the plate, Blake Tripler on the mound, Franz Mathwig and Munson in the outfield going from left to right. Blake Tripler has a 1-1 record with a 2.33 earned run average. Cavaliers are going to start things off with Josh Garcia. He'll be followed by Caden Erickson and Gabe O'Brien. Garcia came in a pinch hitting role in game 1 and went 1 for 1. Tripler winds and fires. High chopper straight up the middle, fielded there by Varsho, and they say they got him at first. Four to 3 on the putout. Varsho ranged a long ways to pick that one up. Tough throw back across his body to make that putout. Caden Erickson coming to the plate. He went 1 for 3 in game 1. And the first pitch missed. And the 1-0 pitch, ground ball right back up the middle. That one gets through to center field. So Caden Erickson on with a base hit. That's going to bring up Gabe O'Brien. O'Brien went 2 for 3 in game 1, including that 2-run home run in the first inning. There's the pitch. Check swing inside for a ball. And the pitch is outside for a ball. John Sumner behind the plate. And Dan, we've talked about this a lot, but now the players have to get used to a whole new umpire behind the plate.
Yeah, the pitches that were there before aren't there.
Throw inside, throw down to second, and they got him. And Caden Erickson is caught stealing a very nice throw that time by Jack Bovey. Put it right where it had to be. The only chance they had to get Erickson was to put that ball right where it went. Three balls, no strikes. And that's a strike at the letters on the inside corner. And you know, Dan, as we've said many times, I don't care where you think the strike zone is, it's whatever the umpire tells you it is.
Yeah, it'll take a little bit for them to figure it out.
And pop foul down the left side, out of play. Clangs off the bleachers. Full count with 2 down. I'd say traveling time, but there's nobody do any traveling. Gabe O'Brien at the plate. And the umpire is having a question about something. And the pitch, it's in the dirt for ball 4. So Gabe O'Brien draws the walk. Brings up the designated hitter Campbell Kapanke, who went 1 for 4 in game 1. And the pitch is outside. One ball, no strikes, 2 down, runner at first. We're in the bottom of the first inning in game 2. Pitch is high. Jack Bovey is pretty active behind the plate, ready to make something happen. If the Cavaliers show a little aggressiveness here. Gabe O'Brien takes his lead, and the pitch. It's outside for a ball. 3 balls and no strikes. See if Kapanke is taking on this one. And it's ball 4. So, 2 runners on now. Two down. 2 runners have walked in a row, and Connor O'Reilly, the extra hitter, is at the plate. O'Reilly did not play in game 1, but he's batting 188 on the season. Pitch is outside for a ball. O'Brien being pretty active out at second base, trying to draw the attention of Tripler. Makes it tougher to throw strikes if you're looking at the guy behind you. That's also outside, 2-0. And some of the fans harassing. There's a strike down the middle of the plate. They were harassing John Sumner behind the plate, and he answered him. He said, "Where was it, Blue?" And he said, "Right down the middle of the other batter's box." 2-1 pitch. It's now 3-1. I think that might have been a little bit of hyperbole on his part. 3 balls, 1 strike. Check swing, and he went. Traveling time now for the runners. 3-2. 2 down. O'Brien takes his lead. Runners go, and it's ball 4. 3 consecutive walks by Tripler. And this is one of the things we saw in the scouting report, that occasionally the Lumberjack pitchers have a hard time finding that strike zone. So Jack Redwine comes to the plate. He went 0 for 3 in game 1. Bases loaded. Strike called on the inside third. And the pitch. Fly ball out into left field. Trevor France ranging under it and makes the catch. So for the Cavaliers, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and the bases were left loaded. We've played 1 and we have no score from Carson Park on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Heading into the top of the 2nd inning, due up for the Lumberjacks is George Munson, Cole Bovey, and Blake Tripler. Munson went 1 for 4 in game 1. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Here's the wind and the pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. Pascal looks in, kicks and fires, fouled back into the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. Pascal fires. That one misses high. And the pitch. That one's a little bit high. Counts even at 2-2. Pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. Munson goes down swinging, and Cole Bovey is going to step to the plate. Bovey playing over at first base, and he went 1 for 3 in game 1. Pitch was inside for a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's high for a ball. The 2-0 pitch. That's a called strike on the outside corner. And another called strike. Here's the wind and the fire. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That'll bring up the pitcher, Blake Tripler. Tripler went 2 for 4 in the first game. Check swing foul. Yeah, Cole Timon taking a minute to shake that one off. Jalen Pascal's fastball comes pretty quick, and when it gets fouled off, it could hit you pretty hard. And Cole Timon, we've seen it over the past few years, really does take a beating behind home plate. Tripler steps back in. No balls, 1 strike. 2 down. Pitch is inside for a ball. And the pitch. Outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. And that's high and away. 3-1 is now the count. Here's the wind in the 3-1 pitch. That's a strike called on the outside third. Count's full. 2 down. And the payoff pitch fouled away on the left side. Three and 2 to Tripler. And strike 3 called on the outside corner. Tripler didn't like that call very much. And Pascal just struck out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played an inning and a half and no score from Carson Park on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Back here at Carson Park, Game 2 heading to the bottom of the second inning. Rick Olson with you, along with Dan Petchow and Ann Monroe. Cavs drop Game 1, 6-5. in extra innings. Pretty exciting game, actually. And now trying to snap a 3-game losing streak here in game 2. Leading off for the Cavaliers in the bottom of the second inning, Cole Timon. He'll be followed by Luke Erickson and Tyson Woodcock. First pitch outside for a ball. And the next pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. Two balls, one strike to Cole Timon. And the pitch. Strike called. Timon didn't like that one at all. You know, Cole Timon sees a lot of good and bad pitches by being a catcher. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. That's going to bring up Luke Erickson. Erickson went 0 for 4 in game 1. Hoping to see Erickson's bat start to get uncorked. And it's not going to be his bat that gets uncorked. So down to first he goes after being struck in the back by the pitch. And it's Tyson Woodcock coming to the plate. Went 0 for 1 in the first game. And the first pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And the pitch, that's outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at first in Luke Erickson. And the pitch, that's high. Counts even at 2-2. If nothing else, the Cavaliers are making Blake Tripler throw a lot of pitches. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That'll bring up Ben Boda. Ben went 1 for 3. And that pitch misses. Each team has 1 hit so far in this game. Each team's 1 hit came from their number 2 hitter in the lineup. Check swing high for a ball. Each team grounded out to start the game and then singled to center field. And nothing basically happened after that. Strike called on the inside corner. 2 balls and a strike to Ben Boda. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Kavalier delivers, and it's fouled back into the screen. Two balls, two strikes, two down. Erickson on first. That's Luke Erickson. And the pitch. Fouled back off the window of the press box off to our right. See, that press box has a window. A couple days ago, we discovered what happens when you don't have a window. I think Dan has not had to shave that side of his face since that happened. Ground ball over to third. Diving stop by Martineau. Throw over to first, and they got him. Nice play by Matt Martineau over at third to retire the Cavaliers. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one left on base. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Let Menominee Eye and Optical help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide both comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract and LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eye care for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, located at 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality, personalized care for you and your family.
Quick, hit the mic.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Alvo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation, to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
Leading off the top of the third inning for the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, Dawson Mathwig. The center fielder went 0 for 4 in game one. And a fly ball foul on the right side. Here's the wind and the pitch. That was inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pascal delivers. 2 balls and a strike. He's missing just a little bit high. Here's the wind and the 2-1 pitch. Inside, but it was also high. The wind and the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. It's pretty hard to lay off that high heat like that, and Mathwig chased it. The payoff pitch. Line shot out into right field for a base hit. That's going to bring up Trevor Franz. And he's the left fielder. And he went 1 for 3 in the first game. Heads up. And that one almost got Steve Kent.
Steve, you okay? You got it.
And he showed the trophy. And the pitch is called strike. 2 strikes now, so the bunt will probably be off. There's the pitch. Strike 3 called. That's strikeout number 5. And we're back to the top of the order for the Lumberjacks. Jack Bovee. He grounded back to the pitcher his last time up. Pascal grabbed it and flipped it over to Woodcock. Pitch is inside for a ball. And the pitch, runner goes. Backed up nicely by Erickson so it doesn't get out into center field. And safe at second is Dawson Mathwig. One down, runner on second. Jack Bovee at the plate, 1-1's the count. Pitch is inside. And the throw was real close. Ben Boda thought he had him. Good strong throw by Cole Timon. Mathwig with his lead. Pitch is outside for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike to Jack Bovee. Here's the pitch. That's inside for ball 4. So Bovee draws a walk. That's the second walk given up by Pascal. And a fly ball out into left center field. 1 run's going to come in to score. So Dawson Mathwig scores on the RBI single by Jake Varsho. So Lumberjacks take the lead 1-0. And that brings up Nolan Hutzler. Hutzler drew a walk his last appearance. And the pitch. It's inside for a ball. Here's the pitch. Strike called right down the middle of the plate. Runners on the corners with 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike. We'll see if they send Varsho from first. Strike on the inside edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is where you don't necessarily want to send them because you don't want to strike out, throw them out, double play. Pascal looks in, delivers, swing and a miss. There's the strikeout. 2 down. Runner still on the corners. Caleb Gardo at the plate. He flew out to right field his last time up. And the pitch. Check swing strike. No balls and 1 strike. Jalen Pascal on the mound. And the ball's fouled away on the right side. And the delivery. That missed outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Caleb Gardo. 2 down, 2 on. Pascal delivers. Strike 3 called for out number 3. So, for the Lumberjacks, 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 left on base. We've completed 2.5, and it's the Lumberjacks 1, Cavaliers nothing. As you're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Alvo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
Back here at Carson Park, heading into the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Cavaliers trail by a run, 1-0. Due up for the Cavaliers. Well, we're back at the top of the order. Josh Garcia, Caden Erickson, and Gabe O'Brien. And Garcia grounded to second his first time up. Garcia steps in. Blake Tripler ready to deliver. And he grounds it over to second. Bobbled there, and they're not going to make the play. Varsho had it take a little bit of a strange hop off his chest. Couldn't find the handle. And Garcia's on with an error on Varsho. That's going to bring up Caden Erickson, who singled to center field his last time up, and then unfortunately was caught stealing. Had he not been caught stealing, the Cavs would have gotten a run out of that inning. There's a line shot down the left field line. Erickson rounding and heading over to third, and they got the out at third. And Garcia was out. And the Cavaliers are questioning this, that he got him with the glove without the ball. And the umpires are going to talk about this. If the ball is not in the glove can't make the out. For example, and they're going to say he's out. So, Garcia's out at third. And Caden Erickson gets credit for the double. Brings up Gabe O'Brien. He drew a walk his first time up. Here's the pitch. Missed outside for a ball. And that one also missed. Two balls and no strikes. It's a hitter's pitch coming here. Tripler at the belt, and he delivers. Swing and a miss. Foul tip at the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. O'Brien steps in. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looked like O'Brien was trying to duplicate his feat from game 1. And the pitch. That's low for a ball. Count is full. With 1 out. And the pitch. Hard ground ball to second. Scooped there by Varsha. Throw over to first in time. Erickson moves over to third. That'll bring up Campbell Kapanke. He walked in his first trip. Two down. And the pitch from Tripler is fouled away for strike 1. Here's the one by Tripler. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. The 0-2 pitch. That one's inside. Erickson making sure that they're paying attention to him over there at third base. Of course, if they're paying attention to him, they can't pay quite as much to Kapanke. Pitch is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down. Tying runs at third. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's the wind and the 2-2 pitch. Fouled away off the right side. That's kind of over about where my car is parked. Right over in that area there, Dan. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. And the pitch. That's high, and the count goes full. Tripler's payoff pitch. Ground ball down the third base line, and they say foul ball. That had extra bases written all over it. First place it hit the ground out beyond the base was in foul territory, but not by much. And the pitch is outside. Ball 4. Kapanke draws his second walk of the game. Brings up Connor O'Reilly, who also drew a walk. And the pitch is a called strike on the inside corner. Runners on the corners. Check swing. Outside for a ball. Let's see if the Cavs send Kapanke here. He takes a lead. And the pitch. It's high and away. That was almost a pitch-out looking pitch. Two balls and a strike. Tripler looks at first and delivers. Check swing. Low and inside, 3-1. Jack Redwine on deck. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. It's traveling time for Kapanke over at first. His ticket is punched. And there he goes. And it's high for ball 4. Second time today the Cavaliers have had the bases loaded, with Jack Redwine coming to the plate with 2 down. He's been in this situation. Flew out to left field last time. Tripler winds and fires. That's a strike right down the middle of Water Street that time. And the pitch, chop foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. He blew it right by him that time. So Redwine goes down swinging, and the Cavaliers go down without any runs. On 1 hit, there was 1 error, and the bases were left jammed. So, after 3 innings, the score, the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks 1 and the Cavaliers nothing. Tune to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Back at Carson Park, Rick Olson, Ann Monroe, Dan Petchow, bringing you all the action of today's doubleheader between the Cavaliers and the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. Jacks won the first game 6-5 in extra innings, and we're in the top of the 4th inning of this one, and they're again ahead by 1 run, this time 1-0. And the first pitch to Matt Martineau was a called strike. Ball. Second one was also a ball. Martineau went down looking his first time up. Hard foul down the third baseline. Here's the wind and the pitch. And ball high. 3 balls, 1 strike to Martineau. And that's a strike call. Martineau thought it was ball 4 and took off before the umpire even had a chance to make the call, which, of course, is that cardinal sin. And ball 4 is called there. So Martineau draws a walk. George Munson comes to the plate. He went down swinging his first time up. He shows bunt and pitches inside for a ball. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. Garcia playing in on the edge of the grass over at third. 2 balls, no strikes. Pop-up bunt and throw over to first. Not in time to double him off, but it was popped right back to the pitcher. Pasco made the catch and turned and fired to first, but Martineau got back. Cole Bovee went down swinging his first time up. Pitch is outside for a ball. Martineau kind of disgusted with himself. I think he thought maybe he could have advanced on that ball getting by Timon. But by the time he realized it had gone past, it was too late. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bovee. And the pitch. That's a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike. Pitch is inside. 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Pascal looks in and delivers. Strike called. Count goes full. Pascal delivers, and it's inside for ball 4. That's the 4th walk given up by Jalen Pascal. Brings up Blake Tripler. Tripler went down looking in his first appearance. One down, 2 runners on. Pitch is high and away for a ball. And the pitch is inside for ball 2. Looks like Andrew Milner is heading down to the bullpen for the Cavaliers. And it's high for ball 3. And ball 4. Second consecutive walk. 3rd walk of the inning. And the bases are loaded. Ryan Bemnister heading out to the mound to have a talk. Milner just started working in the bullpen. I take that back. That may not be Milner. Yeah, Milner's the one doing the work in the bullpen. Jackson Vance is also down there. Lucas Costley is their protector down there. And the conference at the mound has broken up. Stepping up to the plate is Dawson Mathwig, who singled his last time up, and the pitch is inside. He gets by Timon. In comes the run to score. So Martineau scores on a wild pitch. Bovey to third and Tripler to second. 1-0 is the count to Mathwig. Two balls, no strikes. And a strike called. And the pitch. Foul back. Off the roof of the grandstand. 2 balls and a strike. The wind and the pitch. Strike 3 called. Dawson Mathwig goes down looking. It's going to bring up Trevor France, who also was a victim of striking out looking. Strike called right down the middle. Maybe all they need to do is get Jalen Pascal ornery. That one just missed low. And a strike called. Trevor France, I don't think he ever saw it. He stepped out of the box and goes, woo! 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just inside. 2 down. The 2-2 pitch. It's high for ball 3. Count is full now to Trevor France. Pascal winds and delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So for the Lumberjacks, they get 1 run on no hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. We've played 3.5, and it's the Lumberjacks 2, Cavaliers nothing on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Wednesday, June 14th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Eau Claire Bears from Carson Park. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:35 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, June 14th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Back here at Carson Park, Rick Olson, Ann Monroe, Dan Petchow. And it's been a pleasant afternoon at the ballpark. A little chilly inside the press box because we're sitting in the shade. You get outside where the sun is shining, and it's just absolutely delightful outside. And the fans that are in the stands are enjoying the delightfulness of today. Yes, Ann pointed out they are moving with the sun. So we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Hey. Cole Timon, Luke Erickson, and Tyson Woodcock due up for the Cavaliers. Timon hits a fly ball towards right field. Munson heads over, but it's out of play into the fan deck area. Here's the wind in the pitch. Ground ball over towards short, picked up, throw over to first, and they got him. Hutzler went in the hole, fielded it, and fired it over to Cole Bovee at first. So with one down, Luke Erickson comes to the plate. He was hit by a pitch in his last appearance. Here's the wind in the pitch. Chopper down the first base line, fair, and Bovee takes it himself. So that goes in the book as a 3 unassisted. And it's going to bring up Tyson Woodcock, who struck out his last time up. Here's the wind in the pitch. It's high for a ball. The wind and the fire, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Low and inside. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Wind in the 2-2 pitch, fouled back into the screen. Here's the wind in the 2-2 pitch. That's outside, count goes full. Payoff pitch. Line shot over to second. Picked up there by Varsho and throw over to first for the out. So the Cavaliers go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. And we've played 4. And it's Chippewa Falls 2 and the Cavaliers nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Jason, let's go see your room.
And the new rump on the bump for the Cavaliers is Andrew Milner. And I'm trying to find my number sheet here so I can give you some information about Milner. He's got an 0-2 record, made 3 appearances. All of them have been in a starting role. It's the first time he's come in relief. He's thrown 14 innings. He's got an ERA of 3.86. Jalen Pasco went 4 innings, gave up 2 runs. They were both earned on 3 hits. He struck out 9, but he walked 5. Milner's first pitch is a strike at the letters on the inside corner. And a swing and a miss for strike 2. This is Jack Bovey at the plate. Bovey is 0 for 1. He grounded back to the pitcher and then walked. And he got him swinging. 1 down. It's going to bring up Jake Varsho. Varsho is 2 for 2 in this game. Singled both times, once to center and once to left, and the pitch is high and inside. One ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch, outside. 2-0. And that's a strike. It caught the outside corner. It just swept the corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. That one missed outside. 3-1. Milner looks in and delivers. Outside, ball 4. Varsho draws the walk. Brings up Nolan Hutzler. Hutzler has walked and struck out in game 2. And that's a strike on the outside corner. And a strike on the inside corner. We call that painting the corners. And the 0-2 pitch. Just missed inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Foul back out of play. Straight back behind us. One ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch fouled into the net. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Milner delivers. Ground ball to Boda at short. Throw to second for 1. Throw to first. And they couldn't make the connection at first. So, Hutzler gets a fielder's choice. 6-4. And Varsho was put out at second. So Caleb Gardo at the plate with 2 down and a runner at first. Swing and a miss, strike one. And the pitch. It was a little low. It didn't miss by much. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Milner delivers, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Just off the outside corner. Got Gardo to go chasing. Gardo struck out looking his last time up. He's also flown out to right. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled straight back into the net. Milner looks over at first and delivers. Fly ball into center field, right field, as O'Brien makes the catch. And that's it for the Lumberjacks in the top of the 5th inning. No runs on no hits, there were no errors, and 1 was left on base. So we've played 4 1/2. It's Lumberjacks 2, Cavaliers nothing on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLW.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How is it? Is it good?
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Heading into the bottom of the 5th inning, Ben Boda at the plate. First pitch is outside. Boda grounded to third last time up. And a swing and fouled right at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cavaliers need to do what they call a bloop and a blast here. Here's the pitch, outside. Josh Garcia on deck. He'll be followed by Caden Erickson. Here's the 2-1 pitch, outside, ball 3. And the 3-1 pitch. That's a strike right down the middle of the plate. The count's full now to Ben Boda. Blake Tripler winds, and the payoff pitch. Fouled at the plate. Count holds at 3-2. That stiff breeze has not let up at all today. It's blowing out toward right field right now. And the pitch. Fly ball to right field. It's carrying, but getting over and under it is Munson, and he makes the catch. Munson had to run a little further than he expected because the wind carried that ball. Back to the top of the order. Josh Garcia is up. He's 0 for 2. Got out on an error his last time up and then was thrown out at third. First pitch is inside. And the pitch is inside for ball 2. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's a strike at the letters. Wind and the pitch. Ground ball over to second. Varsho scoops, throws to first, and they got him. Caden Erickson coming to the plate. He's 2 for 2 in this second game. He singled to center and then doubled to left. And the pitch is low and inside, ball 1. And the pitch. Fly ball out to center field. Mathwig drifting over and makes the catch. So the Cavaliers go down in order, nothing across, and we've played 5. And it's the Lumberjacks 2, Cavaliers nothing on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Jason, let's go see your room.
That's not right. How was it? Is it good?
Back here at a wind-blown Carson Park today. Sunny, though, a nice day to take in a ball game as the fans in the stands are learning. Cavaliers trailing in this one 2-0. Leading off the top of the 6th inning, Matt Martineau. And Martineau is 0 for 1. Struck out, then he walked and scored on a wild pitch. First pitch was a called strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The wind and the pitch. Pop foul back behind the press box. No balls. 2 strikes. No outs. And the pitch. Fly ball. Shallow center field. Coming in hard and making the catch is Luke Erickson. He had a long ways to go to come in and get that one. It's going to bring up George Munson, 0 for 2 in this game. Struck out and popped back to the pitcher. That was a bunt attempt. And the first pitch is a called strike on the outside edge. And a foul out of play, strike 2. Milner winds and delivers. That's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch fouled away. Count holds it 1 and 2. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the wind and the 1-2 pitch. That just barely missed. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. That'll bring up Cole Bovey. That's the second strikeout by Milner. Here's the wind and the pitch. Strike called. Now the wind and the pitch. Line shot out into right field. O'Brien circles, can't get to it. It gets out to the fence. And the throw comes into second, but not until Bovey checks in there. That'll bring up Blake Tripler. Tripler is 0 for 1. He went down looking and also drew a walk. So Cole Bovey out on second. Pitch is outside. One ball, no strikes, 2 down. And the pitch. Fly ball foul on the left side. Don't forget to join us Wednesday night for more Cavalier baseball. Cavs will be taking on the Eau Claire Bears from right here at Carson Park. And it's a strike called. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the dugout show on Wednesday will begin right around 6:30. Here's the pitch. Soft liner to short. And Ben Boda's right there to make the snag. So for the Lumberjacks, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. And we've played 5.5. And it's the Lumberjacks 2, Cavaliers nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation. so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
So we head into the bottom of the 6th inning. Couple more chances here for the Cavaliers to get back in this one. Due up for the Cavaliers in the bottom of the 6th, Gabe O'Brien, Campbell Kapanke, and Connor O'Reilly. Now, of those 3 hitters combined, they've drawn 5 walks in 6 plate appearances. And right now, that's what the Cavaliers need, are base runners. O'Brien steps in. And the first pitch is outside for a ball. Here's the pitch. It's outside in the dirt. Two balls, no strikes, and the pitch. That's high for ball 3. Tripler doesn't want to give O'Brien anything too sweet to swing at. 3-0 pitch. And that got O'Brien on the shoulder. That's the second Cavalier to be hit by the pitch in this game. That brings up Campbell Kapanke. Has not had an official appearance yet. Walked twice. And that pitch is outside for ball 1. And the pitch is high for ball 2. And the pitch. It's inside for ball 3, a 3-0 pitch. Tripler looks in for the sign. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. Puts the tying run on base. That's going to bring up Connor O'Reilly. O'Reilly also has not had an official at bat yet. He's walked twice. And the pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. And time is called. Tripler was about ready to go into his motion, but time was called by O'Reilly. It's taking a little too long. Runner goes. Pitch is in the dirt, and the catcher can't find it. It's under his feet. So now the Cavaliers have runners on the corners as Gabe O'Brien took third base. One ball, one strike. Runners on the corners. Let's see if Kapanke takes off. Here's the pitch. Ground ball stopped. Throw over to second for the out. Nice stop that time by Hutzler to make the put out. And O'Reilly gets on a fielder's choice. But he also gets an RBI as Gabe O'Brien comes in to score. And Kapanke is out at second. So that leaves us with Jack Redwine coming to the plate and the tying run on first in Connor O'Reilly. Swing and a miss, strike one. Two to one now, Chippewa on top. And the pitch. It's high for a ball. One ball and one strike. And the pitch. That was high. 2 balls and a strike. Connor O'Reilly at first. Jack Redwine at the plate. Redwine's 0 for 2 in this game. High ball 3. Tripler struggling a little with his control right now. One out. O'Reilly takes the lead. And the pitch. Outside, ball 4. So, Redwine draws a walk, moves O'Reilly over to second, and Cole Timon stepping to the plate. Runners take their leads. And the pitch. Line shot. It's over to short, and it gets through. Run comes around. No, he doesn't come around. Bases are going to be loaded. I think they're going to give him a hit on that because it was deep in the hole. Hutzler had a shot at it. And they did. They gave him the base hit. So Timon gets a single. And the bases are loaded with 1 out. Luke Erickson at the plate. Ground ball foul down the third base line. Boy, that could have done some good things had it stayed fair. And we have a courtesy runner going in for Timon, Jackson Vance. Luke Erickson at the plate. 0 for 1. Pitch gets by the catcher. Here comes a run in to score, and he's safe. And the Cavaliers have tied it up as Campbell Kapanke, or check that, that's Connor O'Reilly, scores on a wild pitch. The other 2 runners each advance. So the go-ahead run is at third. Vance, running for Timon, is out at second. And the count is 1 ball, 1 strike to Luke Erickson. He hits a ground ball to second, is bobbled there. No play at home, but the throw over to first, and the run comes in to score. So Erickson grounds out 4-3, but he does pick up an RBI as Redwine comes in to score. Vance is over on third. And here's our Geno's player of the game, Xavier Bemnister, up to the plate. Fouls it off on the right side. And the pitch. That's a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Don't forget, go out to Geno's tomorrow. You get a free soft drink. And if Xavier can get on and score, he fouls another one away. Then you'll get a free appetizer. Geno's Pizza at the intersection of Highways 93 and I-94 right next to Action City. Here's the pitch. Check swing. It gets away from the catcher and heading down to first, and they get the strikeout completed. So, for the Cavaliers, they pick up 3 runs on, my paper keeps trying to blow away from me here, on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left. We've completed 6 innings, and the Cavaliers have a lead. They're on top, 3-2 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform at attracting what you want, you first need to know what your soil is working with. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, serving Western Wisconsin.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the pineapple.
Nope. I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope. I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
So we head to the 7th inning. Andrew Milner hoping to pick up a win. 3 outs away. Cavs up by a run. Strike called on the inside corner to Dawson Mathwig. He's 1 for 2 in this game. He singled and struck out looking. Fouled back into the net. No balls, 2 strikes. Cavs trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Swing and a miss. He chased the high one. That's going to bring up Trevor France. That's a 3rd strikeout for Milner in the 2 1/3 innings that he's worked so far. And a strike right down the middle of the plate. This is what you like to see. Come in and just throw strikes. Check swing, foul back into the net. No balls, 2 strikes. There's 1 down. Trevor France at the plate. And the pitch outside. Here's the wind and the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. That one painted the straight down the middle of Claremont Avenue, and that was a nice pitch. And Trevor Franz just didn't seem to understand. 2 down, and it's up to Jack Bovey now for the Lumberjacks. Milner winds and fires. Is high for a ball. Milner winds and delivers. It's inside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 down. We're in the top of the 7th. Cavs up by a run. Here's the wind and the pitch. That one missed. 3-0 is the count to Jack Bovey. Bovey is 0 for 2 in game 2. The pitch is inside, ball 4. That's the second walk he's drawn in this game. That'll bring up Jake Varsho, who's 2 for 2 and walked. So he's gotten on all 3 appearances. Single to center, single to left, and drew a walk. Milner fires. That's high. Milner glances over at first and delivers. High, ball 2. Bovey is the tying run. He's on first. Throw over to first, and he's back in safely. Strike called on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. So the Lumberjacks are down to their final strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Tying run up first. Andrew Milner at the belt. The 2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3. This is going to be traveling time now for Jack Bovey. And the pitch. And time called. Three balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. It's outside for ball 4. Tying run on second, that's Jack Bovey. Jake Varsho, the go-ahead run on first. Nolan Hutzler coming to the plate. He's 0 for 2, struck out, grounded into a fielder's choice, and drew a walk. Ryan Bemnister out having a little chat at the mound. Probably just saying, come on, guys, let's just get this last out and go home. Snap this losing streak right here at 3. So Hutzler steps in. And a strike on the outside edge. Runners take their leads. That pitch missed outside. Milner fires. Fly ball out into center field. Luke Erickson under it. Comes in and makes the catch. And the Cavaliers have snapped their losing streak with a 3-2 win over the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, raises their record to 5 wins and 2 losses for the Cavaliers in the CRBL. And the Cavaliers had 3 runs on 3 hits and no errors. The Lumberjacks had 2 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. Winning pitcher is Andrew Milner, and the losing pitcher is Blake Tripler. We'll be back with Talkin' Baseball right after this timeout, as you're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching NLWN-TV's presentation of Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball live on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game. Time now for Talkin' Baseball, with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game, presented by Mama Squirrel's Cleaning and More. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Carson Park, and Cavaliers come away with a 3-2 win over the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks to earn a split of today's doubleheader. Cavaliers, as we said just a minute ago, picked up 3 runs. They only had 3 hits, but they did not commit any errors in the field this time around. And the Lumberjacks had 2 runs on 4 hits, and they committed 1 error. Winning pitcher in this game was Andrew Milner, and trying to find my information here real quick. And that gives Milner a 1-win and 2-loss season so far. And I'm quickly counting things up. He gave up, let's see here, no runs. He only allowed 1 hit, and he struck out 4, and he walked 3. So no runs on 1 hit, struck out 4, and walked 3. Pretty good outing for Milner in relief of Jalen Pasco, who really didn't have too bad of an outing himself. Excuse me for a second, walks got the better of him, but he actually had a pretty good outing. He went 4 innings and gave up 2 runs. They were both earned runs. He only gave up 3 hits and struck out 9, so if he could have stayed away from the walks a little bit, he would have had a pretty exceptional outing. The Cavalier bats need a little bit of work. They need to get going. They're still not piling up hits. Now, it's deceptive in this second game, however, because the Cavaliers, you look for people to get on base, and they drew 7 walks in that game. In addition, there were, was it just 1? Maybe just 1 player got hit by the pitch. 2. 2 players got hit by the pitch. That gives you 9 base runners. Not to mention when you get guys on via errors, so that's 10 base runners aside from the 3 hits. So that's 13 base runners in game 2 which is why they were able to come up with the 3-run and 3-2 victory. Tell you what, we're waiting for Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister to come up, and we'll talk with him right after this timeout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the pineapple.
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
And we're back here at Carson Park, and joining us now is Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. And, well, the losing streak's over.
Finally, yeah. It was a rough one. It was a rough day. It was nice to pull out a win in the second game. First game, I think we should have won that one. I think we had 3 errors in that game. There was another draw ball that dropped that wasn't called an error, but because it didn't touch a glove. But overall, the guys battled. They showed some will in the first game in the seventh inning, tying the game up, and then we just couldn't hold them in the eighth. Second game, well, hits were at a premium. Hits were hard to come by.
But you know, I was just looking at this. One of the things you want your batters to do is get on base.
Yeah.
And you had 3 hits, but you had 13 base runners.
Yeah.
And if you get 13 base runners, you're probably going to produce some runs.
Yeah, we kind of messed ourselves up in the first two innings, actually getting Caden thrown on at second. You know, he's just being aggressive, seeing where the catcher was at, and then Josh again in the, I think it was the third inning, he got thrown at third. Personally, I think he was safe, but you know, just they were a little over aggressive right away, and that's what happens when you lose a couple games in a row and there's no hits coming. Guys can be a little bit more aggressive on the base pass, and we get runners out there. We got to find ways to score them. I mean, it took a pass ball and it took a ground ball in the infield to score those too. So
and that's why they're being aggressive. They're trying to make good things happen.
Yeah, yeah, and the good things are going to start happening. And then Chippewa's a very good baseball team, and they played ridiculous defense today. They were making diving catches and diving, you know, infield. So I mean, they looked like Gold Glove outfielders and infielders.
Varsho at second really impressed, and Tripler in the first game out in right field. You couldn't hit it to right field without him catching it.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying. But it was good. Nothing you knew about it. I mean, the guy's a good player. They're all good players, and those guys made plays all day long, and that's something that we didn't do. We, you know, behind Lucas, we didn't make a couple of plays that led to a couple of runs and led to extra pitches. And, I mean, he threw 119 pitches. That's why we didn't throw him out there in the eighth. He wanted to go, but his arm's more important than one game. So, I mean, we put it in the hands of Fish, and Fish had a good, decent inning. He just couldn't find the zone. We should have been out of that inning without any runs, but, you know, again, it was a weird zone and whatnot. But you got to score runs. You got to hit the ball to win games.
Andrew Milner came through and did a really nice job in relief. He threw 3 innings and gave up no runs, only 1 hit, struck out 4, walked 3.
Yeah, so, he wasn't even supposed to pitch for us today, but we had a couple of issues that had come up, and we had to make a change in the second game. You and I had a conversation, you know, earlier, and then I told you who we were going with game 1 and game 2, and there was some soreness and some elbows and stuff, and then we had to make some changes. And Millie was ready. Millie was actually ready in the first game too. If we would have scored, we were sending Miller in for that 9th inning. But it turned out he was ready to go in the second game, which, thank you.
And, you know, Jalen Pascal actually pitched a pretty decent game. The walks just haunted him a little.
Yeah, he threw the first 4, and actually we looked at Paige, you know, told me he is at 97 already through 4. And as I was walking over to Jalen, he gave me the I'm done sign anyways. I'm like, okay, good, because I was going to pull you anyways. You battled for 97 pitches, 4 innings is a lot. It was tough out there. You know, it was tough to find the zone. It was tough to live there, and yeah, I was just lucky to get that win in the second game.
Well, game 2, Campbell Kapanke did not live up to his reputation of hitting nothing but doubles because he went 3 straight walks.
Yeah.
And so you can't do much about that.
No.
But at least Caden Erickson came through and got you one. And
Caden had 2 of the 3 hits we had.
Right, exactly. In fact, I commented about that a little bit earlier, that when I was looking at it, it said Cavaliers have 2 hits, and they're both courtesy of Caden Erickson. And there was quite a while in game 1 that his was the one you had.
Yeah, it was. It's
until Gabe O'Brien came up and ended that.
Yeah. Gabe had a nice home run in the first game. I mean, we had 6-7 hits in the first game, I think. Not a ton. We had guys on base though. We just got to start stringing them together. We're not gonna keep telling these guys we're down by this. We're not gonna hit a 5-run home run. We're not gonna hit a 3-run home run with nobody on base. You got to get base runners to score runs, and when they get on base, we got to start hitting the ball like we were a baseball team. We got to stop flying out. We got to stop looking at good pitches and swinging at bad ones. And yeah, you could tell the streak was kind of laying on him. It's only 3 games, but you could tell it was really weighing on him. And I think it weighed on him because of how bad our hitting had been. And our pitchers are taxed a little bit because they're pitching their butts off and not getting much help. So I think the batters were pressing a little bit today, and you can see that on the bases too, being aggressive. But that's good. I think they're breaking out of it a little bit. You can see some confidence growing in some guys. We got a couple of guys that we got to get going pretty soon. But Cole got a base hit today, so he broke his little streak that he was all worried about. So that's
that was
good.
A nice hit.
Yeah. Actually, ended up. I think they scored the other one as an error. That should have been a base hit for him up the middle. I think. I hope we counted as a base hit.
I believe it was.
Good. Good. It should have been.
I'm looking real quickly here. Yeah, I have him as a double.
Yeah, well, there's a single in there too because Ty hit it up the middle in the 7th inning.
In game 1?
Game 2.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong game. I have it as a single.
Yep.
Yeah, I have it as a single. The shortstop, it was a deep play.
Yeah.
And I thought he put it up as a base hit.
I hope he did. I didn't check. I saw an air pop up there, but we only had 3 hits, and if that's the 3rd hit, then that's what it was. But I mean, even with Cole's speed, he was going to beat that out. So
yeah, or lack thereof.
Yeah, you're only as fast is.
Right. All right. So the streak is over. It's history. It's not going to happen. And so Wednesday, Eau Claire Bears. You faced them once already in the Billy Noss game, but this one's a league game, and so it's going to be a little different.
A little different, yeah. We're going to approach it. We're approaching it the same way we approached the Noss game because that was a really important game to us, and every game is really important to us. So we're going to go out there. We're going to give them our all. We should have all our working pieces ready to go. We're going to be a little short on the pitching staff, but the 3 guys that are going to go, they've already been told that they're going to be ready to go, so know what to do for the next 2 days, the rest. And we're going to go get a win on Wednesday, I hope.
And in talking to the Kapankis, Cooper plans on being back in town in time to be here for that game?
I think so, yeah. Yep. So if he's here, we'll insert him back in the lineup. If he's not, we'll find a way to win another game.
Yeah, man. Just got to make it happen any way you can make it happen.
Yep.
So, well, congratulations. Like I said, the streak is over and time to build a winning streak.
Yeah, let's do that. That's a better streak to have.
All right, thank you for joining us, Manager Ryan Bemnister, and we'll be back to wrap things up right after this timeout on Talkin' Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network bring you some tough semi-pro gridiron action. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday, June 17th, when we will bring you the Eau Claire Cavaliers taking on the Tri-City Bulldogs from Simpson Field on the UW Eau Claire campus. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-2 begins with Cowboy Kickoff at 3:35 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cowboy football on Saturday, June 17th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2.
And we're back here at Carson Park. Rick Olson, Ann Monroe, Dan Petchow, and we're doing a little talking baseball. Dan, the Cavaliers split a doubleheader today. Your thoughts about today?
Cavs come back with another behind win, and defense came through today for the Cavs.
Yeah, they played, especially in Game 2, they played pretty good defense there. And the thing that I was impressed with in Game 2 is the patience that the Cavaliers showed at the plate to get base runners on. You know, they did show that patience, and they got the runners on. And eventually it led to the W, and that's an important thing.
Yeah, trying to find that green grass in the outfield is not easy. So
not when you put as much air under it as the Cavs have been doing.
Right.
So that means more Cavalier baseball coming up, and you should join us on Wednesday here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-TV as we bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Eau Claire Bears from here at Carson Park. Coverage begins at 6:30 with the In the Dugout show, followed by all the play-by-play action. Also, don't forget to join us on NLWN-2 for exciting, and oh boy, last weekend it was, Eau Claire Cowboy football. Our next game will be on Saturday the 17th, when the Cowboys host the Tri-City Bulldogs from Simpson Field at UW-Eau Claire. Cowboy kickoff starts at 3:30 p.m. with live play-by-play action following. The Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games simply by coming to Carson Park with your veterans identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. Just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Today's Geno's player of the game was Xavier Bemnitzer. So stop out at Geno's tomorrow, mention Xavier's name, and get yourself a free soft drink. He did not score today, so you don't get the appetizer for free. Go ahead and buy one. What the heck? They're really good. They're worth buying. But the soft drink is free, so you can wash the appetizer down with that. And that's courtesy of the nice folks out at Geno's Pizza. Today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game has been brought to you by Geno's Pizza, right next to Action City at the intersections of Highways 93 and I-94. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. The Goat Coffee House at 336 Water Street for good coffee and great sandwiches. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Menominee Eye and Optical with quality, personalized care for you and your family. Mama Squirrels Cleaning and more. Ready to get your house sparkling. Your Napa Auto Parts store at 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire. Slayton's Technology Service, the official IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. And Royal Credit Union, where they're different in a good way. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. So for Ann Monroe and Dan Petchow, this is Rick Olson. Final score once again, Game 2, Cavaliers 3 and the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks 2. You've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Talkin' Baseball, a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. This has been a production of NLWN-TV.